Hey everyone, James here, just with another update on how Blue's getting on. So yesterday we took him out to work with me, so he rode shotgun in the truck with me when I went out to trim a few horses. About an hour and 10 minutes away from where I live. So he was had a good amount of time in the car, and then once we got there, with the horses, rather than having him up on the shotgun seat in his harness and clip, I've got a nice open dog box on my ute, so I popped him in there. Basically it's an open cage. It allows complete throughput of air, and it's also got a steel roof, so it's nicely shaded and reflects all the heat away. So it's a really great place for the dogs just to chill in between work, and it just is a nice cool place they can relax and watch the world go by. So while I was working with the horses, then Blue was just hanging out in there watching me and taking the whole world in. Also obviously got some cuddles from some clients and that kind of thing, which is great for his socialisation. We also popped into a couple of shops on the way home because I was a bit thirsty. It was about 36 degrees centigrade here, Celsius yesterday, so it was quite warm, so I needed to stop in for a drink and a pie on the way home, and he came in with me there, and I just carried him in as ever because I can't put him down at the moment. And then we came home, and then he had a little rest in his crate, had a bit of think about the morning, put him in the air conditioning so he was nice and cool. Then something else I wanted to raise. One of the ways I just build my rapport, my relationship, with my dogs is that through cooperation. I want them to understand that my dog and myself are a team. There's neither one of us is kind of dominant over the other one or anything like that. It's just I want them to understand that they need to work with me, they need to cooperate with me. So when I get home at lunchtime, I gave him his food, just his kibble, and basically what I do there is I do all the usual touching, the dog all over. So I touch him in his paws, his pads, I check his nails, I check his anal glands, I check his genitalia, checking inside his ears, do all of that kind of handling stuff while he's eating. But at the same time I also get down and basically get my head in the bowl with him now. So it looks a little bit ridiculous, but what I'm trying to do is kind of simulate to him that I'm actually sharing his food with him, okay? And I'm not, obviously. I'm not quite that weird, but I've got my head down in the bowl with him, and I'm kind of pretending, to eat his food with him, and I'm also kind of sniffing him on the back of the neck and just giving little kisses and things like that, just so he understands that I'm kind of all there, in there with him, and he needs to cooperate and share with me. So we had another great night overnight, so he slept through the night again as usual, so he's pretty good at that. Obviously the crate training's working really well. And then generally what I've been doing in the mornings is kind of bringing him out, giving him about 45 minutes of attention, just me and him, nice and early, giving him some playtime, giving him his breakfast, doing all of that kind of stuff, toileting him, just letting him have an explore around the yard as well, just get used to the world a little bit, have a sniff, go and explore, use his brain a bit. And then I generally find after that he's all good, ready for another little nap, and he pops down in his crate, and then I can get the other dogs out and they can come and go to their toilet and do all that kind of thing. So I'm trying to kind of make sure I establish a few times a day when I'm just doing stuff with him. Now, I'm not going to be necessarily proactively training him, although often I'm going to take training opportunities. So if he's looking at me, I'll give him the look command and reinforce it. I might throw in a couple of recalls or a few downs, just depending on what he's in the mood for. But really, I just want him doing what he wants to do, exploring, but I want him doing it with me. Okay, so I want him to understand that if he's sniffing that thing, or if he's exploring that interesting smell or that interesting thing that he caught his eye, I'm right there with him. I'm doing it with him. We're in this together, and he seems to really enjoy that, and it's helping to build a really strong relationship between us. Okay, so I hope that helps, and keep tuned for the next episode of Blue's Journey, and speak to you soon. Take care.